Hello, welcome. If you're new here, I'm Corinne, I'm 35 and I'm currently going through treatment for triple negative breast cancer. This is my Aussie Bulldog, Mason, who decided to join me to film. I've just gotten home. I've been out for coffee with a friend, which was lovely. Perfect way to start my day. It is Tuesday today and I am going into my next round of chemotherapy tomorrow. It is my last round of AC, or Red Devil as it's commonly known. It'll be my fourth and final of AC. It doesn't necessarily mean that I'm done with chemo. I had a reaction to Taxol or paclitaxel early on in my treatment. So then I had to stop that. And we brought the AC treatment that was meant to be done at the end of my chemo forward. And there's a chance that I need to go back and do the paclitaxel drug. So it's all a bit unknown at the moment. But for the purposes of this week, what I do know is that it's my last AC, round 4, no more AC after tomorrow. That's the plan. Yeah, but I was just sitting here and I thought it was a perfect time to jump on and start this video. I'm hoping that this video will be me trying some chemo-friendly, cozy hobbies. That's the plan. With chemo, you just never know. You never know how you're going to react. I've had weeks where I've had so many side effects and felt terrible. And then after my last round, so my third round of AC, I've actually been doing really well. I've been feeling really good for the last 2.5 weeks. And I'm hoping that continues after this round, but you just never know. I have received some lovely gifts from people since being diagnosed with cancer. I've got some polymer clay, some really cool coloring books, things like that, crosswords, all of the things. And so I just thought that I might share some of those things with you in this video. And if you're going through something similar, it might give you some ideas of things you can do when you are a little bit housebound or you're low energy going through chemotherapy. And if you're not going through cancer treatment, which is great, I hope you're not. But if you're not, then maybe just some cozy home hobbies that you might want to give a go. So that's what this video will be, hopefully. Keep those fingers crossed that when you see me next, I'm still feeling pretty good. I know I'm going to be tired and, there'll be some fatigue and things, but I'm just hoping that minimal side effects this round. Okay, before I leave you, do you love these pants? I've already shared them all over social media, but I'm obsessed. They're just from Temu, and they're this checkered print. They're really light and loose, and I just love them. They're, just a little thing making me so happy at the moment. It's the day after chemo. Everything went well yesterday, but I did not sleep last night. Obviously, I had pre-meds, so I had steroids, and they tend to lead to insomnia. Last night it meant I tried to go to bed about, I think it was like 9:30. I ended up scrolling my phone till about 11 just because I wasn't feeling tired. Got to 11, I was like, I feel kind of tired now, so I'll try and go to sleep. I slept for what felt like it was actually quite a while. I thought I'd been asleep for quite a bit, but I woke up and it was 12:30. I had had about an hour and a half's sleep, which was fine. Like, I kind of expect that after I've had the steroids. So then I did the things I usually do when I can't sleep that kind of helped me get back to sleep. I listened to a podcast episode of the She's on the Money podcast. Didn't get tired. So then I put on my audiobook that I'm listening to, which is, I think it's called Dinner with Vampires. It's by Bethany Joy Lenz from One Tree Hill. So listened to that for quite a while and didn't fall asleep. Then thought, just try and go to sleep. Turn the podcast off, put the phone down, just try and sleep. Nah, didn't happen. So that continued until, I don't know, it was probably an hour, maybe another hour and a half that I laid there. And then anyway, by this point it was 4:30 and I needed to go to the bathroom. So got up, did that and was like, that's it, I'm calling it. I've been laying awake for hours. I'm just embracing the fact that I am awake. So I got my phone out and did things on my phone. And that's it. That's all the sleep I got last night was an hour and a half. I've obviously had more steroids again this morning, so I'm still awake. Last night I was actually feeling quite nauseous. Wasn't that fun. Didn't actually think I was going to vomit or anything like that, but I just did not feel well yesterday. So feeling better this morning, hoping it stays that way. I'm assuming at some point I'm going to crash and have no energy, but while I have the energy, I'm going to roll with it and I'm going to try one of my little cozy hobbies. Okay, so this was a gift, came from my auntie. It was such a thoughtful gift. It had lots of little things in it to take with me places and crafts and activities, and I love it. But this was in there. So some polymer clay. I've never worked with polymer clay before, but it looks like a lot of fun. She did also give me these little molds to make little flowers, which I think are so cool. But I found a project on Pinterest that I really want to try. I think I'm being ambitious. I popped the little inspo pic here. I think I'm being ambitious because I have no... My dog is barking at me. No. I have no polymer clay skills. I have no polymer clay tools. But the bookmark just looks really, really cute. So don't watch this as a how-to. This is possibly a how-to fail or a how to be a beginner. And I think sometimes we're reluctant to be beginners and to not know how to do things, especially when we're sharing on the internet with all the people. But I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to use what I've got, maybe knives, things from mum and dad's kitchen, and I'm just going to see what I can do. Okay, I've managed to work that into a nice bowl, and now I'm going to attempt to roll it out. I'm using a rolling pin that's still in its plastic. I did read on Google, and apparently this is the wrong surface because it might leave marks, and this is the wrong surface. This is the wrong surface to be working on because it might leave marks, and this might leave marks as well. I'm not really that worried because I kind of want the bookmark to look like a wood grain anyway, and it's my first time, and it's not going to be perfect. All right, let's see if this rolling pin does the magic. I think that's a good thickness. It's nice and thin, which I think is a good thing, but not so thin that I feel like it's going to break. It's subtle, but just gives it a little bit more texture. And then obviously I'm going to layer things on top of it, so it doesn't have to be perfect, but it just makes it a bit more wood-like. I'm going to stop talking to you because my chemo brain cannot do two things at once. And I'm just going to work on some little books, a little plant. I'll film my hands, but let's just get this made. It is fun. I am enjoying it. It's nice to be a little bit creative, but yeah, 40 minutes, that's it for me. So we've got the background and the little plant, and we'll see when I come back to this. Who knows? It may or may not be in this video. I am liking the start, but yeah, the fatigue. Let's be real. It's almost a week since chemo. It's Tuesday. And I have filmed very little for you. And in terms of cozy hobbies, well, yeah, nah. I've been tired, believe it or not. I did manage to read a whole book, which is crazy, insane, unheard of for me with my chemo brain fog. But a friend suggested the Frida McFadden book, Never Lie, and it was just such an easy read. It was engaging, I didn't have to think too much, and it wasn't too long, and I read a whole book in a day, which is crazy. So I have been doing a little bit of reading. Right now I'm reading Cocomella's Blue Sisters, which is a recommendation from the same friend who recommended the other book, so working my way through that one. It's kind of nice getting back into reading and getting out of, like, my dog is barking. I was in a real reading slump. It was the brain fog. It was just so hard to concentrate and my brain was racing and just reading was too much, but I'm getting back into it. So back into that lovely cozy hobby of just sitting down and reading a book, usually with the dogs somewhere with me. And then I watch a lot of YouTube. That is one cozy hobby that I just lay down in bed, watch it on my phone, watch it on my laptop, whatever it is. YouTube is just such an easy watch. I love watching other people live their lives. I get inspired for things I want to do when this is all over. I get inspired for things I want to do now, things I want to eat, things I want to see. Like, I love YouTube. And then obviously I also do a bit of content creation. So I am volunteering for my local show committee and doing their social media, website, that kind of thing. So that gives me something that kind of keeps me busy. I do a tiny little bit of social media work. I did have my own virtual assistant business for a little bit there, so I still do a tiny bit of that. And then I've just started an Instagram account. It's called So Yesterday Books, and it's like bookish, Y2K, soda. I'm not sure what it's going to evolve into, but yeah, creating content and just like doing little things on Canva and Instagram and stuff like that when I don't have a lot of energy is just such an easy hobby to do without having to get up or have any tools or anything like that. So that's what's really been happening for the past week, because I've just been fatigued and I just haven't felt like I had the energy or the brain power to do much more than that. So for a cozy hobby video, we've been very, very light on the cozy hobbies. But like I said, it's almost been a week since my last round and I'm starting to get that energy back. I'm starting to feel a little bit better. Today, I actually managed to film some content for my Instagram account. I was sent a wig and it's this beautiful, gorgeous blonde wig. And anyway, I've just sat down and created a little video and some content and stuff. And so it felt nice to have the energy to kind of get into that and really spend some time doing something a little bit more creative, a little bit more purposeful. It's kind of nice to have something to show that I've done in the day. Like, it's only a reel, but I did something, I achieved something. So yeah, that was nice to do.
And say hello to the blonde wig. How cute is it? I'm not gonna be able to stop looking at myself because I'm still getting used to like where this hair sits, and I haven't perfectly cut the lace here, so it's flicking up a bit, so I need to fix that. And it just means that if I like pull this back too much, it doesn't sit right. So I'm trying to get this little front section to kind of like sit off my face a little bit, because I hate when my hair is just like all on my face. Before I was wearing wigs, I was the kind of person that just like always had a ponytail constantly, because I hate that feeling of the hair being in my face. So anyway, being a brand new wig and my first time wearing it out, I'm still kind of like trying to train to sit where I want it. I just feel bleh today, having more digestive issues, which if you've been watching for a bit tends to be my ongoing side effects that are the worst. I am taking PPI, so the reflux heartburn is not so bad, but today I'm just having that feeling that like I can't swallow, that something is stuck in my chest. All I want to do is like keep eating so that I keep having that feeling of like my food swallowing, and then I don't have the feeling of it sitting on my chest, because when I'm not eating, it just feels like there's food on my chest. I had a glass of apple juice with breakfast. That didn't help. I knew it wouldn't, but I just needed that feeling like I was washing it down. I've had Coke. Anyway, so I'm going to go to this appointment. I'm hoping to find out what is happening next, but I am not hopeful. I'm not convinced that I'm going to get any answers at all, which would be frustrating if that is the case. I really, really hope that I at least know what the next step is, because right now I have finished my AC. I don't know if I'm going back on paclitaxel. I don't know if I'm done with chemo. I don't know if I need tests. Like, I have no idea. I don't know. I think there's a chance I just need to do some more immunotherapy, but I have no idea. I have no idea where we are up to today. So cross your fingers for me that when I walk out of this appointment, I have some answers of some description. All right, we're done. That wasn't too bad. I feel like I got some answers. I feel like I kind of have a little bit of a better idea of what's going on. My goodness, I am red. It was warm in there. Okay. Oh, it's warm in this car too. Okay. I think if everything goes to the plan that I think is happening, my very last chemo will be Christmas Eve. Which, I don't know, on one hand, like, I am a Christmas person, and on one hand, I'm like, oh, am I going to feel so sick for Christmas, which would devastate me, but also, like, what a celebration to know on Christmas Day that, like, chemo was done, ticked off. And then once chemo's done, I get like, I think he said like a 4-week break before we look at surgery. So like I wouldn't have surgery over January. I could have a bit of a summer, you know, I don't know. Anyway, this is what I've been wanting. This like timeline, even if it's vague, even if it might not go to plan, even if it could all go well, like just having a timeline again just makes me feel so much better about the whole process. Yeah, so I finished AC a week ago, which means I have an appointment for my next round of chemo in 2 weeks from today. And the plan at the moment is that will be paclitaxel, back on the carbo paclitaxel. So the paclitaxel is what I had the allergic reaction to. We stopped it, we did the AC, yada, yada, yada. So now we go back on that and we do a desensitization protocol. I don't actually get desensitized. It's basically, from my understanding when I met the immunologist, it means I get pumped full of drugs. They give me the chemo over a really, really long time so that my body can't like have the reaction. And we do that. And so he has said 6 weeks of that, which gets us to, it's weekly treatment, 6 weeks of that gets us to Christmas. He still didn't really know that much about what my desensitization looks like. He's never done it. So that's very interesting. The nurses here haven't necessarily done it. I do live in a small rural area. So, you know, things like this are often sent off to the next, like the city. But he seems to think that I can do it there. My immunologist said she thought I could do it at the here. So now we wait and see. He's going to call over the next couple of days when he really knows exactly what this desensitization protocol looks like and just confirm things with me. But fingers crossed, everything we've just discussed is what happens, because being able to do that treatment here and not having to drive 3 hours to go and do it in the city is the best case scenario. That would just be amazing. That would mean everything. So that's where we're at. I got my Zoladex shot, which is the one that keeps me in menopause, looks after my ovaries, all those things. I booked in. I need that again. Not the next one, but I will need that on Christmas Eve as well. So that's why we were looking at all the dates, me and the chemo nurse, and like working out where things are going to fall. So I will definitely be coming to the hospital Christmas Eve, like the day before Christmas, to at least get that shot. Probably. Anyway, that's where it's at. I need to go get some lunch. I need to go get something to eat. I think I want to go have a little browse around Big W. There are like some Christmas mugs that I've had my eye on. I'm overheating. I need to start this car. And yeah, yep, that's the update. Okay, that wasn't great. Oh, that was totally overwhelming. Holy moly. I don't feel very good. I'm hot. I'm tired. I need to lay down. Oh my God. I really just want to have an afternoon where I like felt normal and like wandered around and looked at like Christmas stuff and did like pointless shopping. It probably doesn't help that I just had the needle that like causes hot flushes and things. I probably should have known I wasn't going to feel that great after that, but it was just a lot. And yeah, sometimes the hair is a lot because it's on the back of my neck and, you know, it's quite warm on my head. And so just having a moment, I literally ran to Big W and got the 2 mugs that I wanted. One's like a gingerbread house cute little mug, and one is a Santa Claus cute little mug. I'm really hoping that at Christmas time I'm going to be able to make some really cute like hot chocolates. I found this cool idea on Pinterest where you freeze the whipped cream and you make little characters, and I really want to do that with my nephew. Hopefully the paclitaxel will be not making me feel sick, and we'll be okay to do that. But I really wanted those mugs. Even if I don't make the drinks, I just think they're cute little decorations. It is my nephew's birthday on the weekend. He's having a Harry Potter theme. These chocolate wands are usually $20 and this was marked down to $8. So I've already got him a heap of stuff, but I was like, it's less than half price. This is going in with the gift. And then I did just eat sushi, but I got some chocolate because mint is like everything to me lately. I love it. And I still have that feeling in my chest where I just want to keep eating because I just want to keep trying to like push the food down my esophagus. So anyway, I got something that I can just like suck on while I drive home. I'm gonna get this car started. I'm gonna try and cool down a bit. I just need to get home and lay down. Whew.